Hello, my name is Madeline VanHorn, and I'm presenting Bowling Green State University research that I did while as a graduate student called Culturally Sensitive Nutrition Education at an FQHC. A little background on my research and food insecurity and how COVID impacted nutrition resources throughout the country. First, let's start with the definition of food insecurity, which is having inadequate access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet dietary demands and food choices for an active and healthy lifestyle. Low-income communities usually have an overabundance of fast food establishments and convenience stores providing shelf-stable junk food in their community, but have few food establishments carrying fresh vegetables and wholesome grains. The mandatory lockdown that resulted from the pandemic worsened this food insecurity problem among low-income communities. Furthermore, low-income families are more likely to lack insurance and rely on federally qualified health centers, safety net public health agencies, and free clinics for healthcare. The purpose of the study was to examine post-pandemic changes in eating habits among vulnerable patients at a federally qualified health center and evaluate the quality of nutrition counseling provided to them by the staff. This study was a cross-sectional survey conducted at an FQHC in Toledo, Ohio, run by university medical students in a low-income community. The sample consisted of 84 healthcare staff from the FQHC. The participants chose if they wanted to do the survey in person while they're at the FQHC or an online survey with the same questions at a later date. The survey consisted of 15 short answer questions to determine the nutritional habits and access to healthy food of patients at the FQHC. Now leading into results of the study. There were 22 staff members that returned the survey. The main finding was a lack of knowledge among the staff regarding the nutritional habits of their patients. As shown in the highlighted graph, clinically speaking, 32% of the participants were unsure of whether A1C levels have increased since before the COVID-19 pandemic. Moving to the next highlighted graph, 36% of the staff saw a noticeable change of eating habits among the patients. However, 41% of the staff were unsure of eating habit changes or had no response in how the eating habits changed. Looking at the final highlighted graph, there were mixed results on the pandemic affecting the resources or access to meals that the FQHC offers. The closing of food pantries during the pandemic and the rising costs of meals due to inflation after the pandemic were reported as reasons that access to meals and resources were thought to have changed. However, this is not accurate. The resources had not actually changed, but may have been halted during the pandemic and then restored after the lockdown. Furthermore, the 36% of respondents that were unsure of the access changing reported that they were unaware of the resources before the pandemic and the resources the FQHC currently had. In conclusion, this study examined how nutritional habits were altered after the COVID-19 pandemic and determined what administrative improvement can be made to increase healthier nutritional habits among patients. The results showed administrative staff could improve their knowledge on the nutritional resources offered by the FQHC. The findings indicated that the FQHC did not place a high priority on nutritional habits due to many other health issues that underinsured patients need help with. However, identifying unhealthy nutritional habits and food insecurity in patients will help improve their overall health and decrease the risk of chronic diseases. Patients rely heavily on the resources the FQHC offers to get them healthy food. However, the staff was not aware of existing resources the FQHC offers to the patients to get them food and education about nutritional habits. The USDA recommends to best counsel low-income patient populations in terms of culturally sensitive nutrition education with accurate nutrition information taught in the curriculum, which includes up-to-date material on food safety, eating habits, managing food resources, and parent-child feeding relationships. There are many resources the FQHC offers to help patients receive food and educate themselves to eat healthy, such as BGSU Nutrition Counseling, Food Not Bombs, ProMedica's Food Pharmacy, and Scapula. It would be beneficial to everyone if they were aware they existed. The key points of the study was the lack of knowledge among the clinical staff about their patients' specific eating habits and food security. A final key point from the study was the lack of knowledge about the food insecurity resources offered at the FQHC, which could be resolved by giving out a fact sheet listing the community resources for healthy eating and food resources to all staff and patients. This concludes my presentation. I hope it inspires you to get involved in helping and researching food insecurity in low socioeconomic communities. Thank you so much for listening.